that sort of thing. So.
Alright. Yo, stay right there. Don't touch that dial. You chilling with the Beatnuts right here on Distortion and Static. We're gonna come back with some jewels on some real hip hop shit. You heard? Oh, we can't say shit. Beatnuts started like in 94. Beatnuts started. You know what I'm saying? We were just like, we met as like, DJs in the hood and shit. Like I used to go to high school with this kid Mo. We used to live across the hall from him and shit. And at this point, we was just like on some behind break shit. Cutting breaks back and forth. Just like, So we, all three of us shared that shit in common, and that's where I met Les and shit. So we would get together at Mo's house and just, be exchanging breaks and, cutting and shit. Then I had got kicked out of high school around that time, and Les was going to this outreach program. So he had hollered at me to go get the GED and shit. Plus my mom was already breathing down my neck about getting the GED. You know what I mean? So whatever, I was like, fuck it. At least I had somebody over there I could relate to and, just make the whole shit easier. So while we was going to outreach, that's when we created the whole Beatnuts shit.
Just to let y'all know, a lot of the viewers that we have, like the younger generation, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of them cats were like born when, early mid-90s, you know what I'm saying? So this
shit was already on and popping when they were born.
Yeah, basically. So why don't y'all talk about where you come from, just what it's like out there, type of environment.
Well, we from we born and raised in Queens, New York, and shit. Like I was born in the late '60s, early 70s and shit. And it's like, to me, it's just crazy because I felt that we was born at a time like it's like. I ain't old, but, I'm not mad young neither. I was born at the perfect age to experience all, like good music and shit like that. Like in New York now, a lot of kids don't know what a block party is,
Yeah.
They don't know what a school park jam is,
Right.
Like they don't know what it is, niggas that bring speakers the size of refrigerators and, drop them shits on the sidewalk. Like, there's none of that shit no more, So, I mean, at that point, it was like, those were my influences, like street DJs and block parties and like college radio stations. Because also at that time, all we had was like 92 KTU and WBLS, and they weren't playing any hip hop records. It was just disco, you know what I mean? And R&B. So it was like, to hear hip hop and breaks and the shit we was into, we would have to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning and listen to like Africa Islam and shit on WHBI or the Mr. Magic show or like the world famous Supreme Team. Like to hear niggas cutting and Peace the President and you know what I'm saying, and Pussyfoot and shit like that. So it's like that's our era, So it's like I've seen fucking hip hop, to see hip hop from how I first experienced that shit to where it is now is like crazy to me. It's like
one thing I really like about your style is y'all produce. Y'all find the abstract samples and y'all rhyme over them and everything. I mean, what is that? How much pride do you guys take in that? The fact that you make your own beats and rhyme over them. You guys make careers for other people. You help out other people make beats for them. How much pride do you guys take in that?
I mean, like I love it. It's the whole ride has been crazy. You know what I mean? And to still be around 2004 and niggas know who we are and show us mad love and respect. Like I feel that it's been a success. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like as far as the music, man, we love that shit. I mean, regardless, it's like to us that's what it's about. Finding the perfect beat, finding a break. Collecting the vinyl and shit. Like it's fun. That's like our hobby, so we'd be doing that shit. That's what we take pride in, just finding breaks and shit.
Yeah, and I always ask producers this, but like, a lot of things are going digital now. You got the CDJs, the MP3s, iPod, all that shit. How do y'all feel about that? Like in terms of, DJs mixing and scratching on CDs, or, what do you guys think about that?
I mean, technology is ill. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes it easier for niggas to manipulate the music and the sound. You know what I mean? But I would just don't get too carried away with that shit. Like where I lose focus on what the essence is. You know?
Right.
Like yeah, I'll use all that shit to flip the vinyl that I find. You know what I mean? This is like some niggas just like, you know, I read an interview a certain producer was talking about he don't buy records no more. You know what I mean? So I was like, word? Oh, that's how paid you are? You know what I mean? Like, so what are you going to buy then? You know what I mean? Right. What do I have to look forward to? Your next album? You know what I mean? Because it's like, that's where it's at for me, the breaks, man. If I don't hear no breaks in your fucking album, that shit is whack to me. That shit ain't even hip-hop no more. I want to hear a whole album of niggas playing keyboards. Yeah. Like, I don't have nothing against that shit, but, you know, that's, to me, that shit ain't hip-hop. That's not my shit, you know what I mean? Whatever, so, you know, it's like, I want to hear the breaks, man. I want to hear at least something in there, you know?
Right.
Some kind of breaks, you know, mix it up a little bit, you know? Right. So we be using keyboards and shit like that. We got, like, niggas coming in playing stuff. Like, you know, we had the fire department. I think they used to be called Soul Live. They call the fire department now. Oh man, Eric, crazy with the guitar, man. That nigga's like Eddie Sinay. That nigga's crazy nice, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, you know, we incorporate live instrumentation into our music too, but usually it's we're trying to replay a fucking sample that, you know, that we caught or something, and we trying to make that shit sound as close to a sample as possible. So I mean, man, once you take the whole sampling shit out of it, man, like, I don't even, me personally, I ain't fucking with it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So, what about a new album y'all want to speak on? Just, you know, who's featured on it? If there's any other production, any other, you know.
How's it differ from, like, the old shit, too?
Yeah.
I mean, all our albums, I think, are different, man. You know what I mean? Because we never, like, you know, recycle sounds and shit. You know, we're always sampling new, fresh shit, you know. We try to keep it all original, so it's like no two Beatnut albums I think are ever gonna sound the same, you know. But as far as the people we got featured on there, it's just we got like a bunch of niggas that I think need to be heard, like Andre the Giant, you know what I'm saying? AG, I got my man Rozelle on there, nigga Tony Touch and shit. Prince Whip from the Fantastic Five, you know what I mean? Just to, you know, just to, like, you know.
Okay. Greg Nice, you know. It's heads, man. Heads that we into.
It's cool, man.
Well, what's your roles when you guys produce? Like, you all, like, have certain roles. Like, do you do horns? Do you always do the drums or whatever? Like, y'all just...
Yeah, we all both got our own studios. You know, just hook up and play each other's shit. Take it from there.
It's cool. I always ask people this also. What's one of your favorite beats or favorite songs that you guys did? You know, because you guys got so many. You know, what's one beat that you know, that you really... It's like, man, this shit. This, you know, I really did, you know, I really tweaked this, or I really freaked this drum and this sample.
Yeah, 7 albums. There's a lot of those. I can't even name them. But
and every beat really that we put down is because we felt that shit. We never put a beat down that we like, we're not feeling that shit. And then it wouldn't go down. You know? So we felt like that about all our beats. You know, just some people like ones better than the other ones. But
I think, like, probably for me, like, one of my all-time favorites of just being in the studio, really tweaking and making everything perfect was probably World Famous. You know what I mean? With the Dizzy Gillespie sample and shit. So that was hard because the horns and everything else, and I just remember, like, vividly, you know. Those are probably some of the better, most fun days of being in the studio, you know. It was like we just, you know, proving ourselves and shit, and, you know, we were excited about being in the studio, you know, and flipping shit.
That's the first song I heard from you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit is crazy. As soon as that shit comes on, that shit is like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's been other songs along the way, but that's one of my all-time favorites.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I guess I collect records. You collect records. A lot of times you look on eBay. You may see Beatnuts records for like $50. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do y'all feel about people like reselling your stuff or just bootleggers in New York? Just I see you showing the corner. You guys ain't really seeing that.
The bootleg shit, I don't really whip. That shit is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But like niggas trading albums and stuff like that, original Beatnut albums that are out of print. That shit is dope. It just shows how much people care about the music and what they think it's worth.
Right.
But the bootlegging shit, man, I hope all them niggas' mothers die, man. Word up. So for real, I hate that shit because I don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't bootleg. I don't try to reprint people's shit. Fuck it. If you don't got it, you just don't got it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Pay top dollar for it when you come across it, but like bootlegging shit, man. Be them fucking Jew bastards doing that shit. Little white Jew niggas, man. Fucking as soon as crackers got involved in this shit, the niggas fuck everything up. Everything they touch, man. Poison motherfuckers.
So y'all have
right, fuck it, I said it. Anti-Semitism ass motherfucker.
So y'all have like any words of wisdom to like I said, that younger generation that's watching the show, trying to come up in the game, maybe anti-sample, anti-vinyl, or whatever. You have any words that you want to let them know, anything they should know?
I mean, man, hip hop, just know the history of hip hop, and to be anti anything is not hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Because hip hop embraces a bunch of shit, and we just turn it into our own culture. We flip it, and made it our culture. You know what I mean? So, niggas that say they anti-vinyl and all that, man, that's whack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't say that because, if it wasn't for vinyl, you wouldn't be hearing shit to begin with. The invention of the phonograph was the best invention in the world, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, I think that to be anti-anything is hip-hop. Except anti-Semitism.
What do y'all think about the J.Lo thing? The whole J.Lo sample?
I don't even care, man. I'm over that shit already. It's just that shit is whack. Once again, that they broke the golden rule of hip hop, which is don't bite. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, whatever. It's about a book now. Nobody gives a fuck about all the Beatnuts used that first, or Beatnuts already made that a hit. Nobody was gonna sample that unless the Beatnuts sampled it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's really what bothered me. It was like, if we didn't flip that record, nobody was gonna flip that shit.
Right.
You could say hijack, whatever. They don't even know. That's not even the version we use.
Right.
The Herbie Man. We use some other shit. Herbie Man shit don't got them flutes loud and clear like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, whatever. Bottom line is her producers just stole the idea. But whatever. That ain't nothing. There's more where that shit came from. She could have that.
It's flattering.
It's just flattering.
Trash masters.
They say, imitation is the best form of flattering.
Yeah. That's dope. Yeah, that one.
How much did y'all think you spent on records? Each?
How many y'all got though?
All kind of different prices, man. I could go from $1 to whatever, $500 album, whatever. All kind of prices. And it don't matter. It depends what we're looking for, how bad we want it. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got crazy. I don't have a crazy collection. Every time, I've only moved twice in my whole life. Mm-hmm. Both times it was a fucking nightmare moving all the fucking records. You know what I'm saying? Furniture and everything else ain't shit. With all that shelving and all the fucking records, man. That shit is crazy, kid. And it's like when you niggas like us, it's like you don't want to get rid of none of it. You don't ever want to throw anything away. You know what I'm saying?
It's real, man.
It's like you just.
You flip dollar joints. Right. And now you go to the digging stores where they be digging and them shit's up on the wall $100 now.
Yeah, man. I went to Amoeba, saw the Soft Machine album on the wall for $100. I was like, I got that shit thrown around on the fucking floor in my house.
So
Amoeba does that though. They do that shit
like,
though.
wow, a soft machine album for $100.
We shop with Amoeba. We're friends with them, but they do that shit though, man. If someone comes out with a sample on an album, or if it's something they think that's hard to
is
find,
that the reason for it? It's like it's not a legitimate reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's just demand though. You know what I'm saying? It's because when I went to New York, actually, I was looking at some Gangstar shit, and it was like $6.99. I was telling the lady, I'm like, damn, in San Francisco, this shit was like $12, And she was just like, damn, they're paying out to look at this, I mean, because the white label and the Amoeba and the reprints, they're like $8.99, $9.99, it's like just for a single,
Be digging to me, to us. It's just like another part of this hip hop culture, right? It's like that's not that a lot of people don't even know about that shit, Beat digging shit.
Yeah, I think that shit is like a whole other shit in itself, man.
It's like a drug, man. Niggas get addicted to that shit. Like we'd be doing this even if we wasn't getting money, spending our last $5 on that last beat, boom, just to go home and be fucking thrilled off that shit. Like, it's crazy, man.
Because how many niggas don't you know that them niggas, that's all they do is just buy that. Them niggas don't make beats, don't nothing. Niggas just buy.
We was younger. We didn't have too much money. We used to go to conventions and be bagging them records. $75 albums and crazy shit that you could never find nobody to be bagging them shit. That's how hungry we was. Whatever we had to do, we had to, get this. So now, we good with the money, so, we don't do it like that no more. But back then, whatever, that's how hungry we were and how serious we took the music.
That's cool. Let me ask you one more question, though. Just about the shit that's on the radio now, got Lil Jon blown up. Like, how y'all feel about the stuff that's on the radio now? Is there anyone that's really interests you or anyone that you guys are really feeling?
I mean, the music ain't really interesting me at all. It's like, it sounds simple to me. But that's all I think. I think a lot of MCs is doing the thing, though. Music is kind of flat nowadays, You got a lot of cats coming up, though, so, you just got to look out for the real shit and support it when it's out there.
I like that new Houston joint. I like that. I like that. That's what I meant. Lil Jon.
Definitely, man. I mean, if you into that kind of music, it's cool. But I don't think I mean personally, I could sit there and listen to a whole album of Crunked Out, like 15 cuts of that shit. I could listen to maybe 2 or 3 joints. It's cool. But that's the thing with us. Every joint on the album is like a different flavor. We try to, keep our album interesting. I don't want to keep giving you the same sound, the same shit, all the time. So.